Hey everyone! Hey, today's recipe, I'm going to be making a beet salad with lots of beets, some grilled chicken breast, some candied walnuts, and a nice balsamic orange vinaigrette, and a little goat cheese. Lots of good things going on here, guys. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's healthy, it's easy to put together, and it's perfect for a summer meal. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. It's time to go over our ingredients. So first off, we have our organic beets. These are nice and fresh here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to roast them in the oven to get a really nice flavor into these guys. All right, we'll need some kind of salad mix, so I'm using a spring mix here. We'll need some sliced and peeled cucumbers. I have a chicken breast here that I'm cooking up one. I butterflied it in half so that it would be thinner and would cook up really nice and quick. We'll need some garlic powder. And now I have my chopped walnuts here that we're going to candy over on the stove. I'm going to be adding some sugar and cinnamon, and I'll show you how to do that. We'll need some goat cheese crumbles. Now for our dressing, we're going to be using some balsamic vinegar. Now try and get a nice, good quality vinegar. I like this brand, it's Mia's Kitchen. It's a nice thick consistency to it, as opposed to some of the bottles of vinegar are very watery, but I like this one, so give that one a try. Olive oil, we'll need some of that, a little bit of orange juice, and we'll need a little bit of dried basil and salt. So to start our recipe, we're going to start with our beets because they take the longest to cook, anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour in the oven. Now you want to roast them in the oven because you get the best flavor, as opposed to, say, boiling them on the stove, which doesn't take as much time, but you sacrifice flavor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut off the stems, and save your stems, guys, because those are edible, and you can add them to your smoothie, or we can add them to our salad, or you can saute them with some olive oil and garlic, and a lot of things you can do with them. Now go ahead and give the beets a really good scrub. So once the beets are nice and clean, we'll go ahead and cut them in half, or maybe even quarters. Obviously, the smaller they are, the quicker they're going to cook. Then we'll place them onto our baking sheet lined with foil. We'll coat our beets with some nice olive oil, rub it in, coat the whole thing. Then we'll seal up the foil around the beets and place them in a 425-degree oven, and we'll check them, give them the old fork test at 40 minutes and see where we're at. So while the beets are roasting in the oven, now we're going to work on our candied walnuts. So I'm going to take my small frying pan here, and I'm going to place it over medium-high heat. I'm going to toss my chopped walnuts in there, and before I add the sugar, I'm going to add the cinnamon to it. Now you don't have to add all this sugar if you don't want to. I kind of like to keep mine a little on the less sugar side, and if you have little leftovers, no big deal. You can put it on your toast, or you can use this up, is what I'm saying. And then I'm just going to sprinkle this right over the top. So we're just going to cook this. The sugar is going to melt, and once it melts, it's going to coat our walnuts, and that's really all there is to it. All right, so that looks like all the sugar got pretty liquefied. We've got these coated. I've got a tray here with some parchment paper, and I'm just going to pour it right on that. Spread those out so they don't stick to each other, and we'll just let them cool. It must be time to start our dressing. So I have a mason jar here. I like to make it in a mason jar. That way I can just seal it up and shake it up and put it in the fridge, and it's all good. All right, so we have our olive oil already here in the jar, and I'm going to add some orange juice to this. Now remember, you can get all the written instructions down below this video. Just click where it says show more, and you'll see all the ingredients, and you'll see all kinds of information down there, lots of good stuff. All right, so we got that in there. Then we'll add our balsamic. And we'll use our basil. You can also use fresh basil if you like. You'd probably use about a teaspoon of it. You can always use more of the fresh stuff than you can of the dried stuff. It's just a little more potent. And a pinch of salt. That's it, guys. So we'll just put our lid on there and shake it up. And you can store this while you're waiting in the fridge, and that way it'll be nice and chilled. All right, so let's go ahead and check our beets. Be careful when you open this up, it's going to have a little steam in it. Give it the old fork test. Nice and soft. Test a few of them, make sure that they're They're all soft, so I'm going to take these out, let them cool. They were in here about 55 minutes. It's time to start grilling up the chicken. I'm going to put a little olive oil on it to keep it from sticking on the pan. So you just want to coat a little bit on both sides. And then I'll put a little salt. And I like a little garlic powder. So we're just going to lay this on the grill pan. You can see this piece of chicken here has been cooking about 7 minutes or so, and you can see how it's cooking. You can see it changing color. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. So you want your chicken to have an internal temperature of about 165, so you might want to take it with an instant read thermometer. While the chicken is finishing up back there on the stove, I want to show you about the beets that you need to do. So, with our beets, we need to peel them. Remember, we didn't peel them before we cooked them, so after they're cooked and cooled and you can handle them, and you do get messy, by the way, you want to peel off that skin. So it just takes a couple minutes, comes off very easily, and it leaves your beet nice and smooth and silky. Now your hands are going to get all red. It's not a big deal. It'll turn back to normal pretty quick. But just be cautious. You can stain things, your clothing, counters, things like that. So be careful. So then we're going to slice the beets up to go in the salad. You can cut them any way you want. I'm just going to slice mine into, just little slices like this. All right, so we're ready to put our salad together. I have my greens here. What I'm going to do is put the greens in a bowl. I'm going to add some of the beets to it. I'm going to add quite a few beets to it. And some cucumber. And then we're going to add the dressing. And I want to do it this way. That way I can toss this and make sure that the dressing coats all the greens. So I'll spoon in some of our dressing. And give that a toss. And that way you can see, how heavily your greens are dressed. Make sure you got enough vinegar and oil dressing on there, and make sure it's well coated. So I got my dish here. I'm going to place my greens and beets on there. Look at that. Then I'm going to toss in some of these walnuts that I've been snacking on the whole time. I'm going to sprinkle it on top. And I'm going to cut up my chicken at this point. And we'll just slice it up. All right, I'm going to lay this right on top, and then we're going to add the goat cheese, maybe a little more dressing, and we serve it up. All right, guys, that's our salad. Let me give this a taste. I am starving, and I can't wait to take my bite. Just a fantastic salad, guys. Really delicious, a lot of flavors going on. You got the goat cheese, you can use feta if you want, but the goat cheese is creamy and just, delicious. And you got the crunch from the walnuts and a little sweetness there too. Then you've got the beets, of course, that's what this salad is about. And that's a nice roasted flavor from roasting them in the oven. The dressing, it's got that citrusy flavor to it, a little sweetness, a little tartness. Nice combination, guys. I think you're going to love this. Let me know, try it, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. All right? And leave me any recipe requests that you might have for future videos. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe with clicking the button up there or down below the video, and you'll be notified every week when a new video comes out. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it when you watch my videos. And I'm going to go enjoy my salad, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.